the Honeydew Carpenter and the always beautiful Mrs. Honeydew Carpenter. This one was aptly named Living Off Grid. It's springtime. It's a happy time. I think we've run our rocket stove. We run it like one time at night just before we go to bed. That's it. So, I mean, it might get down into the mid 40s or 50s at night, but in the house, because of the mass of the concrete floor and stuff, it won't even drop below 55. So
It's been nice.
yeah, and that's just at night, and then as soon as the sun comes up, it's completely warm again. And so we're getting to the point where we can start pouring some Aircrete. I've got I think we're gonna do that start doing that in a little over 2 weeks. It's just because of we're juggling different things. I have an excavator right now that I worked out on a trade deal to be able to use, and so I need to take advantage of that and maybe do some more underground structures for Mrs. Honeydew, including a greenhouse. And so when you have a machine like that, that's, like the rental of it is a couple $100 a day, and it's like you need to use the hours, and you need to get on it, and you need to do it. And so that's what I'm doing for the next week.
And hopefully we'll get all the stuff we are dreaming of getting done. It usually happens that
we get about half done.
Right.
But one thing I do know is that we are going to start putting Aircrete in our walls, and that is going to be kind of a fun thing, because people are like, well, how do you get it in the top of the form and everything? Because once you get it up the wall a ways, you can't pour it in there because it's too high. And so I have an Aircrete pumping system, and that's just all really exciting stuff. And it's a DIY one. It's a DIY Aircrete pump that pretty much anybody can make, and has access to the parts if they're willing to go grab something out of a dumpster.
Yeah. So for any of you guys that don't know, we've been living off grid for what, a year and a half, two, somewhere in there. How long has it been?
It's been 2 years this spring. So.
That
The first year winter that we stayed here, we had the tent with the fireplace in it, and
the first couple months we had no water. Then we got water in. We haven't had power this whole time, so if we do anything, it's generators. We got water about 3 or 4 months in after we first got here.
Yeah.
We've had water since then, but we didn't have it connected to our trailer for the first year. So we were still hauling water, even though we had a hydrant. We'd still haul it in and to do dishes, do anything,
Right.
showers, anything like that. After that, we were building our house the whole time. So we did our cement, we got all that up, and barely in time to get in here before winter. And we just had no insulation in the walls.
We didn't make it before winter. We were sweeping snow off the second floor.
Super close.
Yeah, and so that's another thing that I'm doing is I'm leveling out a pad and digging the post holes for a swivel, heavy duty, high wind load solar mount system. And we're excited about that. We're excited about getting some solar power, and that is another thing that we worked out on a barter and trade deal for, Mr. Honeydew's talents.
Yes.
It's crazy. We're up here in North Idaho, up in the mountains, and neighbors around here, they like to help each other and do trade and trade things and whatnot. And so I like it too. That's a lot of it's a lot of fun because I have a lot to trade with. I just got through. I took one day of my excavation time and helped out my neighbor because he was putting in a house pad for his brother's house that's going in, and he knew that I was pretty good on an excavator machine and that I could knock it out really fast, and so I went and did that in trade for. He has a rock mine, and I'm gonna get all the rock I need for my road and the upper pad on my shop, and that's a lot of rock, probably 25 or 30 truckloads.
Jeff Krupke says hi all. McGate Farm says good morning all y'all. Good morning. Kenny Bean says hey from East Washington. Great to see you both and hope all is well. It's great to see you guys.
Yeah, I need to call Kenny or email him. I'm just curious how his hydroponic thing is going.
Good evening from Sweden. Wow, Carl. Good evening. Wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
Beaver Creek Farm Life says great to see everyone. Hi from Southeast Louisiana. Well, hello. That's awesome. You guys are so good. Thanks for getting on.
Yeah. But that's kind of the order of events. The main thing that we're doing is I got to trench a water line over to Mrs. Honeydew's garden, so that it's just a little more convenient to water different plants and whatnot, and not have to string hoses across the road and keep moving them every time somebody wants to go up and down. And then I want to make sure I get a greenhouse pad cut out, and that I get a solar pad for the solar thing cut out. And
Jeff says hit the like button, everyone. Yes, give us a thumbs up, you guys.
so I'm hoping that we can film a lot of these projects as we go, and I want to finish the whole complete roof system, Mrs. Honeydew's underground root cellar, and I better dig her another one, because when it got 7 below, we were worried about our chickens, and so we brought our chickens and put it in Mrs. Honeydew's root cellar, and they actually like it in there quite well. And I mean, we got eggs when it was 7 below zero. They were so happy to have something, because they're down deep in the ground. I mean, the ground stays like 50 degrees, 50, 53 degrees or something. And they were really excited and happy, and so we got eggs most of the winter. I mean, it wasn't a huge production like we're getting right now, but about half what we're getting now. It's amazing we got them at all.
It is amazing we got them at all. So, Beaver Creek Farm Life says check out all the links in the description. Hit the thumbs up, and it would be great to join Patreon. He's right. Any little thing can help us. And so if you can go join Patreon and help us out so that Darwin can keep inventing at $5 a month, it would be awesome.
And just know we're going to put together a class. I'm hoping for like the 3rd or 4th week of June. And
an Aircrete class.
Yeah, where we go through everything, but anybody who comes for that is going to get a big treat, because I've been helping other people around the valley develop their properties, and I've done 2-stage solar pumping systems up a mountain.
Solar for well, to get water up a well.
I've done And these are all going to be things that you'll be able to look at and see how I did and show and tell. But I developed springs and dug ponds and, buried cisterns that weren't supposed to be buried.
They're not buried.
Yeah.
Jim Allen says, hey, from Ranchita, California. I probably always say that wrong. But hi, Jim. So nice to see you.
Now, Jim
is on Patreon.
Yeah, he's the one that wants to help us with the Raspberry Pi. Yeah. Okay, we need to get on and
answer his emails.
And get on with him.
Awesome. All right, we gotta go, you guys. So you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, we love you guys.